Hey YouTube, how you doing? FlightSimGuy here, and welcome to another episode of Microsoft Flight Simulator Action, playing Flight Simulator Boxed Edition. And I'm gonna try something really different this time. That noise you're hearing is my passengers loading. Yes, that's right, I bought FS Passengers. I've been a big fan of this. You're not supposed to do that. And I've been a big fan of FS Passengers for many years, but I never actually use it. But I'm going to use it this time, and a few other things. Alright, so let me go ahead and talk about real quick my interpretation of a basic precept that I live my life by. Systems theory. System is defined as an interrelated set of components. In this case, Microsoft Flight Simulator is an somewhat wobbly but barely stable system in and of itself. You have the flight simulation engine, you got your add-on planes, you got the weather engine, you got Rex. All of those things live in their own little system, and if you play your cards right and set everything up, it works perfectly, or works fine. Add to that system, by the way, any component you add to a system, you increase its complexity by a factor exponentially. So add to this system half-dead pilot like myself, and the system therefore gets more complex and less stable. Now, you've seen by my previous vids what kind of simmer I am, so I'm not sure if that's a good or bad thing, but that's, up until now, that's been the standard, or that's been the default. Today, I'm going to make my system a little bit, or a lot more complex. I've added FS Passengers. That's the noise you hear, there's people boarding. I've also added this guy. Are you there?
Affirmative.
That is multi-crew experience, which is my virtual co-pilot. I have to keep him mute because every time I talk, he'll misinterpret something I say and go ahead and do something. And God knows what the hell he's going to do. He might lower the landing gear while I'm flying at 32,000 feet or something like that. So that's two elements of complexities I've added to my environment. And last but not least, I've added VATSIM. Yes, I am actually flying this flight on VATSIM. So I'm going to do my best to keep it real as much as possible and see if I can pull this off without killing myself. Now, I'm in Columbus, Ohio today. And according to FS Passengers, the flight attendant's going to close the door once all my passengers are loaded. And I'm flying to Atlanta, Georgia, a standard flight that the ERJ undertakes every day. And my co-pilot's not supposed to be saying or doing anything because I have him muted. I filed my flight plan on VATSIM. So it's in the system, and I have the VATSIM client up on another computer. There are no controllers online anywhere in America. Nowhere. So in theory, I should be able to fly from Columbus to Atlanta without the controllers giving me a hard time. Also, before the last flight I did, I'm not going to publish it because I totally screwed everything up. And I sat down with the flight management computer, with the FMC, and with the SAID and star charts on SkyVector, and I spent about 2 hours going over how to program approaches and the runway. I'm always screwing myself up, and I figured out a plan where all I need to do is find out what runway I'm being assigned to, go on SkyVector, find the GPS approach to it, get the waypoints, and just punch them in, and I should be good to go. Alright, so got my checklist, got the flight plan, and I need the weather briefing. And this virtual co-pilot, by the way, he's not totally useless. He is good for a few things, and let me show you one. Are you ready?
Yeah.
What's the current weather?
Yeah. Wind 290 at 12 knots. Ceiling and visibility. Okay. Cloud base is unported. Outside temperature is 32 degrees Fahrenheit. Dew point is unported. QNH to 9.79 inches.
There, so he saved me the hassle of having to look up the basic weather information, and he'll be able to help me with a couple other items as we get along with the flight. So we got 21 passengers boarded so far. I set the boarding time to be 10 minutes. That's plenty of time considering it's going to take me a while to go ahead and spin up the go through the checklist and spin the aircraft up. So let's go ahead and get that started. What time is it? We're approaching 1 o'clock, which is my departure time. It's probably going to be a little bit late, but hopefully we'll have an uneventful flight. So let me go ahead and get muted and get this thing going. Master caution off.
Master caution press.
Our destination is Kilo Alpha Tango Lima.
Destination airport is Kilo Alpha Tango Lima. Do you agree, Cap? No reply.
Affirmative. Oh. All right.
Captain, all passengers are aboard, and we're ready for pushback.
Very well. Stand by.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard and thank you for flying with us.
Well, that's
We
going
now
to just
request your
confuse
full
me.
attention as the flight attendants demonstrate the safety features of this aircraft.
Set altitude 36,000.
Setting altitude 36,000.
Set fasten seatbelt light on.
Seatbelt signs on.
Set no smoking lights on.
No smoke lights on.
Set elevator trims 6.
Got it. Setting elevator trim 6.0 units.
Alright. Should be good to go.
Foxtrot, Sierra Golf 52, clear to Atlanta, airport just file, fly runway heading, climb and maintain 13,000, departure frequency is 132.3, squawk 4515. Foxtrot, Sierra Golf 52, read that correct, contact ground on 121.9. Foxtrot, Sierra Golf 52, taxi 2 and hold short of runway 28 right, taxiway Echo 2, Echo 1, contact tower on 132.7 when ready.
Set altimeter 2979.
Okay, setting altimeter to 9.79 inches. Can I ask you to cross-check?
Affirmative.
Auto ECAS. Blank ice protection. Auto flaps 18. Thrust rating. Takeoff 1. End of checklist.
Welcome aboard. Before we start, please remove the safety handles and stickers. To fasten your seatbelt well and tight against your lap, insert the metal fitting into the buckle. Tighten the belt by pulling on the loose end of the strap. To release your seatbelt, lift up the buckle flap. When the seatbelt sign is illuminated, immediately leave. There are 2 exit doors in this area.
Set heading 280.
Selecting heading to A0.
Large handle in the direction of the arrow. Open the overwing exit.
Set course 280.
Yeah, selecting track to A0. Done.
In the 2 exits nearest your seat. In some cases, your nearest queues place the mask over your mouth now.
My passenger satisfaction is already down to 77%. Okay, I give a flying. Blink, bleep, what they think. Okay. Stand by. T8RA. Go through the checklist here. Alright, co-pilot. Let's get the show on the road. Set rudder trim neutral.
Setting rudder trim to 0. Done.
Set aileron trim neutral.
Affirmative. Setting aileron trim A.0 units.
Set aileron trim set center.
Okay. Setting aileron trim 74.0 units.
God no. Set aileron trim neutral.
Roger, Wilco. Setting aileron trim to 0.
Whew. That could have been disastrous. Alright, let's roll. Come on. Rotate.
Positive brake.
Whoa!
Bank angle, bank angle.
Gear up.
Gear up.
Set elevator trim neutral.
Set elevator trim left. Meter.
Foxtrot Sierra Golf 52. Contact Columbus. Departure on 132.3.
Okay, there's something wrong with my aileron trim. Okay, let's turn that off.
Foxtrot Sierra Golf 52. Acknowledge last transmission.
Just go ahead and let him cancel. Autopilot on. Vertical speed. Heading. Alright, so whatever my...
Foxtrot Sierra Golf 52. Copy.
I'm not going to respond to ATC. I'm just going to go ahead and let it cancel my flight plan, which is what I wanted to do. But there's something wrong. It screwed up my aileron trim.
Foxtrot Sierra Golf 52.
Okay, we got a problem. We have a problem with my, it's either the rudder trim or the aileron trim. Something isn't working right. climbing at a good rate, getting on course, but something. Set rudder trim neutral.
Yeah, do that, Jack. Get rid of the autopilot first.
Autopilot. He's absolutely right. Aileron trim and rudder trim won't do any good as long as I have the autopilot on. Climb. 6.
After takeoff, checklist. Landing gear, up. Flaps, up. Thrust rating, climb. Overhead panel, check. Altimeters.
At this point I can switch my nav to FMS. Nav, gonna come left a little bit, that'll get me on course. Alright, so we have a problem here. My elevator trim and my rudder trim are screwed up, and my co-pilot can't do anything until the autopilot's off.
Captain, we are now climbing above 10,000.
Above 10,000 feet, landing lights off. I can go ahead and kill the APU. Turn tax lights off. Okay, that's the elevator trim. Not worried about that. Yacht, rudder, 0. So my rudder is good. It's my aileron that's giving me problems. Let's go ahead. Alright, let's see what my pain in the ass passengers are doing. Let's see here. Is there anything I can do here? What are these buttons? I have no idea what the hell that is. What's gonna happen is, the moment I disengage my autopilot when I'm on final, it's gonna go to hell and I'm gonna crash. So I'm gonna have to figure out how to fix that while I'm in the air. Now the goal is, I need to be able for this plane to fly straight and normal with my hands off the yoke without the pilot on. So what I'm going to do is wait until I get to cruise altitude, set the heading for whatever heading I need, and then turn off the autopilot and see what the plane does, and then ask my virtual co-pilot to fix the problem. Something tells me if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't have this issue in the first place. I never had an aileron issue on takeoff before him, so not that I'm blaming him for the issue per se. This is a yaw trim. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and can lower my nose a bit, pick up some speed. We're on course, nav, FMS, and once I get to my cruising altitude, I'll try and fix this problem. Otherwise, I'm guaranteed to crash while I'm attempting to land. Alright, so a little bit of an update here. I disengaged the autopilot, and the plane went to hell. And oh crap, no! Good, he didn't turn off the autopilot. I disengaged the autopilot, and the plane...
Transition altitude.
Transition altitude. Set altimeter 299er2.
Yeah, adjusting altimeter 992 millibars. Done. You cross-check transition altitude.
Okay, so he totally fucked up the transition altitude. My passenger satisfaction went from about 100% satisfaction to 0. Their adrenaline is at 92%. So they're not very happy with me with that, and I'm slowing down very, very fast. So let's go ahead and bring this back. And I should be at climb. There we go. Actually, I can make this bigger. There we go. Nope, that didn't help. Oh yeah, that's right. I'm on VATSIM also. Let me take a look over here. Ah, there I am. Okay, cool. So I'm on the map. Getting up. Oh man, I should have recorded what happened when I turned off the autopilot. You should have heard everybody screaming. That's pretty cool. Just for the record, this is not my fault. This is my co-pilot. He screwed up my plane's trim positions. Okay, my passenger satisfaction is back up to 3%. Maybe I can regain my confidence by the end of this flight. But not with the screwed up rudder trim or aileron trim. Alright, so this confirms what my elevator, okay, everyone's calming down and satisfaction is back up to 5%. This is your elevator trim. This is your roll trim. I am flying straight, right? And my roll trim is totally jacked up for the plane to fly straight. So in theory, if I set my roll trim so that, oh damn it, can't move it right. If I set my roll trim so that this goes to the middle, that should fix the problem. Well, whatever I do, it doesn't matter. The autopilot overrides it, which is how it's supposed to be because the autopilot is flying the plane. Oh. Okay, what's going on here? I'm getting off course. My nav and my heading won't engage. Alright. Passengers are going to be pissed off. But I need to salvage this flight. And I knew this was going to happen. Remember what I said at the beginning of my flight about increasing the complexities of my systems by adding more elements? Well, that's exactly what's happening here. Now, obviously, I should have trained more on this, but that's okay. Alright, so what I'm going to do here is take my cruising altitude to 30,000 feet. That way I'll stop climbing. I'll normally take control of the plane at 30,000 feet, but I don't have much of a choice. Okay, my pitch is up. Let's go ahead and press it down.
Autopilot.
There we go.
Autopilot.
Whoa. Whoa, shit. Oh, fuck.